Hi, Joe. Just wondering if you could share your thoughts on the difficulty of defending Luka Doncic and this Mavs offense tonight. Especially, I don't know if Porzingis is going to play, but if he does, how much more difficult does that make it?
Yeah, I mean, Luka is obviously one of the most talented players in our league. Uh, going over some of the stuff this morning, talking about the amount of pick and rolls that he gets over the course of the game. He's one of the highest in the NBA in that regard. So it's just a lot of difficulty just in terms of guarding the repetition of that, when he's constantly just in attack mode, looking to create. And then he can beat you at so many levels. He's a solid 3-point shooter, but he's just really good at getting into the paint, drawing fouls, and then finding guys, finding a lot of shooters that way and creating offense for other guys. So it'll definitely be a difficult task for us. And it's not any one person in particular's job. It's going to definitely be a collective effort. And then if Porzingis ends up playing, he's just another guy that adds a layer of shooting, beating you around the basket, but then also what he does defensively too. He's an excellent rim protector, and he poses challenges on both ends. So we're prepared to play against them without him, but then also if he does end up playing.
Malika Andrews, ESPN.
Good morning, Joe. I'm wondering, you guys have probably at this point almost gotten used to not having Kevin around to a certain extent, but to have a more definitive timeline on him now being out through the All-Star break, how does the team respond to that, and how do you all support him through that?
You just try to encourage him. I think, obviously it's tough not having him, but Kevin, it's tougher on him because he just likes to play so much. He loves the game and he just wants to be out competing, playing with guys, especially after, being out for a full year. He's had a lot of just ups and downs where, whether it's COVID protocol, now the injury. So you just try to encourage him and, make sure that he's doing all right in that regard.
Thank you.
Steve Lichtenstein, WFAN.
Hey, good morning, Joe. A lot of people look at Steve on the sideline and he projects the quintessential Canadian calm. But I just want to know, were there times, especially when things weren't going as well as they are now, where he showed you guys a fiery side, really, really getting after you guys?
Yeah, I think, Steve is obviously extremely competitive, but I think he just, he's one of these guys where he really has his emotions in check. He's not ever too high or too low. It's very even keel most of the time, even when stuff is difficult. But, I think, for us, it's sort of nice just to know that that's like the constant, it doesn't waver a ton regardless of what's going on. He's always optimistic and positive. And, I think, in terms of showing the fiery side, there are definitely maybe moments here and there, whether it's halftime, after a game, whatever it is. But a majority of the time, it's just sort of the consistency that he's shown from the beginning of the season to now.
Brian Lewis, New York Post.
Hey, Joe. This is twofold. I mean, Landry, I'm just curious from your perspective as a shooter, his progression and the season getting back to the way that he normally shoots. Is a lot of that just a matter of confidence, or has he found a way to be more, process oriented than getting down on himself and being results oriented? What have you seen from his shot? And I guess with your own shot, a lot of people talk about how you help space the floor for the big three, but how much has playing with guys of that caliber helped make things easier for you and given you more clean looks?
So like Landry stuff, I think from the beginning of the season until now, everybody knows that he's an unbelievable shooter. And so we're just constantly urging him just to be aggressive shooting. And I think the more aggressive that you are hunting shots, looking for your own shot, usually the more confidence that you'll shoot with. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time, especially if you're not hitting early on. You could sometimes have a tendency to be a little hesitant. But I think here lately, he's just gone back to his normal self, which is aggressive, hunting shots, and then shooting it with confidence. And then, just playing with, everybody that we have. I think we're just so dynamic offensively where, especially now where we're kind of, finding more of a rhythm with one another. where guys are just getting cleaner looks and shooting the ball with a little bit more confidence and being more aggressive and assertive on their own individual selves.
Christian Winfield, New York Daily News. Oh, Christian disappeared. We'll go to Tom Dowd, BrooklynNets.com.
Hey, Joe. This winning streak kind of started with a defensive turnaround game against the Pacers, and that difference was notable over the first couple of games. But you guys have also, continued to improve over these games. How much did you guys kind of build on that foundation from those first couple of games? And have you sustained it even as some guys have been in and out of the lineup?
I think the defensive stuff was a lot of just, again, familiarity with one another, finding your rhythm on that end. Early on, it's difficult when everybody's trying to adjust. New defense, new players, first time playing together, especially when we're having a lot of switching, where the communication and the feel off of one another is really important. And we just, we've gotten better at it, but I think a lot of it too is because, the attention to detail, the focus coming in, we've definitely improved in that area, particularly starting with that Indiana game.
Christian?
Can you guys hear me now?
Yes.
What's going on, Joe? Good morning. Can you, I guess, maybe describe what kind of leader Kyrie is, or maybe his leadership style in a way?
Yeah, I think Kyrie's, type of guy. He comes out, competes every night, plays hard, and is, trying to win. He's the ultimate competitor. And I think, that in itself is, a great sort of badge of leadership.
Ajayi Brown, Nets Wire.
Hey, what's up, Joe? Knowing that you guys are on the longest active win streak in the league right now, every team is going to throw their best at you right out the gates. So for you personally, how are you staying locked in to make sure that you're going to keep shooting the way you're shooting the ball right now?
I think, a lot of it is just the day by day approach. You don't really worry too much about what has happened or what's going to happen. It's more just trying to be locked in the moment, focused on, having good practice or being prepared for the game. And then, just letting the chips fall as they may after that.